to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's get into it. So I was looking at something, the 5 worst trades in the history of the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, they were ranking the 5 worst trades that the Hawks made. Okay, and one of them was on draft day 2001. Okay. Pete Babcock was the GM of the Hawks at the time. Okay. And Pete Babcock, when the Atlanta Hawks drafted Pau Gasol, Hall of Famer, then he traded Pau Gasol, Lorenzen Wright, and Brevin Knight to the Grizzlies for Shareef Abdur-Rahim in the 27th pick, okay, which turned out to be Jamal Tinsley, who was traded to the Indiana Pacers, okay. So Pete Babcock said this, we wanted to acquire talent with this draft pick that would make us the best we could be over the next 5 seasons. We don't have to wait for Shareef to develop, and he has a big upside because he is only 24. That's what Pete Babcock said. Okay. Well, needless to say, didn't help much. Okay. Trade didn't help much because despite the fact that Shareef Abdur-Rahim averaged 21.2 points, no, scratch that. During the 2001 season, he averaged 21.2 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists for Vancouver. Okay. Then he gets traded to Atlanta. They only go 33 and 49 in the 2002 season. Okay. So Shareef Abdur-Rahim's presence really didn't help that much. Okay. Then they added Big Dog Robinson, who I think is forgotten. Who is forgotten as one of the best players in the game around that time. And they acquired Glenn Robinson, pairing him with Jason Terry and Shareef Abdur-Rahim. Okay. So the Hawks' big 3, okay, Robinson, Terry, Abdur-Rahim averaged over 60 points per game combined, okay. And there was a famous, I believe it was Pete Babcock, who said the Hawks would make the playoffs that year, okay. I believe it was Pete Babcock who said the Hawks would make the playoffs that year. Well, I believe they went 35 and 47 that year, and they didn't make the playoffs. And Pete Babcock lost his job and got fired. Okay. Billy Knight takes over. Okay. So he quickly trades Abdur-Rahim to Portland for Rasheed Wallace, who played one game. Who played one game for the Atlanta Hawks, and that was against the New Jersey Nets. He did score 80 points in that game, and he got dunked on by Kenyon Martin. Okay. And so that was one of the 5 worst trades that the Hawks made. Obviously, I'm going to get to the Dominique Wilkins trade in another video. Okay. Jason Williams, White Chocolate. Okay. This was another trade that was made with the Grizzlies when the Grizzlies sent Mike Bibby and Brent Price to the Memphis Grizzlies. The Vancouver Grizzlies sent Mike Bibby and Brent Price to the Sacramento Kings for Jason Williams and Nick Anderson. Okay, and Jason Williams didn't like it, but Jason Williams recently said this. He said, "The Kings were right to hate me." Okay, he said it sucked at first because I didn't want to leave Sacramento, but shout out to Bibby and the Kings. They got better when they traded me as a team. In my eyes, what I know about basketball is the team got better when they got rid of me. They had a better chance of beating the Lakers. Okay, so that's what Jason Williams said. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so here he goes right here. Hold on.
Can I put you on the spot? Yeah. Jason Williams or Mike Bibby? I'd have to say Mike Bibby. Stop it. Only reason why stop it. Say this. To me, watching you, it was Jason Williams. Because if it wasn't Jason Williams, there would be no Mike Bibby. First of all, that's 100% correct. Thank you. If it wasn't for Jay Will, it'd be no Mike Bibby. But the reason why I would say Mike Bibby is because when Mike Bibby came and played, he was a little bit more mature. When it was Jay Will, it was me, Jay Will, and Vlade there the first year ever of Sacramento being together. You know, forming this identity and too much pressure on Jay Will because Jay Will can play. And the stuff he did with Pat Riley and Shaq, he could do with us, but he would get criticized if this went out of bounds or, like you said, if the receiver didn't catch the pass. So I think it was unfair for Jay Will to be in that position that young. I don't think he was ready for it necessarily. But Mike Bibby being more mature at that time, but
Yeah. So that's what Chris Webber had to say on the Jason Williams Mike Bibby trade. Also, Jason Williams' erratic behavior on and off the court contributed to his trade from the Kings. He did lead the league in he did turn the ball over at a high rate. Okay, even leading the league in turnovers at one time. Okay. But Sacramento saw Mike Bibby as the more stable, sound decision maker, better clutch shooter, wasn't flashy, better all around point guard, and more consistent. Okay, so that's how that's how the Sacramento Kings viewed the trade at that time. Um, um, so
gotta have a lot of nerve.
Okay. So Andrew Bynum came into the league at 2005, straight from high school. Drafted by the Lakers. So so drafted by the Lakers to pair him with Kobe Bryant. He never really could stay healthy his entire career. Never really could stay healthy his entire career. But he gets drafted in 2005. Obviously, the Lakers had a void to fill with Shaq being in Miami. Okay, and Shaq can be ruthless sometimes. Okay, so it was during the 2005-2006 season when the Miami Heat came to Los Angeles to play to play the Lakers, and Andrew Bynum comes into the game, and I think Steve Kerr is making the point. I think Steve Kerr is making the point of talking about how Andrew Bynum has a lot of nerves going through him right now. As Steve Kerr is making his point, Jason Williams takes a shot. Okay, and this is what happened next.
Gotta have a lot of nerves going on right now. Williams passed out of 3, shoots the 2. Oh, and Shaquille O'Neal with the stuff over Andrew Bynum that Bynum will remember for the rest of his life. Yes, he will. Oh, that too. Went right back at him. Oh, look out. Shaquille O'Neal took a swing at Andrew Bynum. I would think this will be an ejection. Shaquille O'Neal, I thought, took a swing. It was a forearm shiver. Bynum got him first. He was so pumped up that he threw a forearm at Shaq, and then O'Neal retaliated. Beautiful move. And here's another look. Double technical, and Shaquille O'Neal is very fortunate that he was not ejected. Now, Bynum just gives him the little shove, like, yeah, take that, big fella, but Shaq deserves a little more respect than that. I think Bynum just let his emotions get the best of him, and you can hardly blame him. What a moment for him. We were just talking about he's 17 out of high school. He just dunked on Shaq.
Have to play, and I know Patrick Beverly's a grown man, but when a brother has to.
I really don't like it when let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, okay? The amazing thing about that was Andrew Bynum, after he got dunked on by Shaq, he got right back up. Andrew Bynum got right back up and acted like as if it didn't even happen. He got dunked on by Shaq. He fell on the floor, got right back up, went right back down the court. Retaliated versus Shaq, and Steve Kerr said it. I think Andrew Bynum's emotions got the behest of him, and that's one of the more fun. That's one of the more funnier things I've seen in the NBA game right there, right? Shaq dunks on Andrew Bynum. Then Andrew Bynum comes back at age 17, 18. Then he shows up an older Shaq, okay? So, yeah. All right, that's it, and that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. Peace out. God bless.